Veteran Smith calls out ESPN. Stephen A. Smith. Stephen A. Smith is all over ESPN airwaves. Besides being the face of First Take, he's also on shows like NBA Countdown and appears on the company's social media pages so often that he was even shown walking into arenas during the NBA Finals. Multiple reports have indicated that his next contract could make him the highest-paid talent in ESPN's history, and Front Office Sports reported that he could even be featured in more direct NFL coverage by the network. It's no question that Smith brings in viewers as First Take is flaunting nearly 2 straight years of month-on-month growth. However, one prominent sports journalist is unhappy with how ESPN has seemed to give Smith free rein. Jeff Pearlman goes off on Stephen A. Smith and ESPN. New York Times best-selling author Jeff Pearlman called out ESPN and Smith on social media on Thursday, June 28. Pearlman, who has written several sports books, including Showtime, Magic, Kareem, Riley, and the Los Angeles Lakers dynasty of the 1980s, posted a video on X, formerly Twitter, with text on the video that read, "ESPN has sold its soul to Stephen A. Smith, and it sucks. I'm being sincere about this as a journalist. I do not understand what ESPN is doing with Stephen A. Smith," Pearlman said. "I honestly don't get it anymore. I'm so horrified." In Pearlman's video, which he posted around the time that Smith was on ESPN airwaves covering the NBA draft, the author showed Smith's reaction to a recent trade made by the New York Knicks and the Brooklyn Nets. The Knicks, a team Smith has publicly rooted for, made a trade to acquire star forward Michael Bridges. Smith posted on social media his jubilation at the trade. Pearlman gave a fiery response to the video of Smith, explaining that in the past, Smith's actions would be condemned in journalism. Instead, ESPN has embraced Smith and given him the spotlight. "There was a time where something like this would actually end your career or at least get fired, or someone would say, 'Go be a fan. Just go be a fan. If you want to be a fan and cover the news. But you can't freaking cover the NBA,' which he does, and then have active rooting interest at the same time. It's utterly preposterous. It is so unprofessional, and I just don't understand." Somewhere in the last decade, ESPN has lost its mind, or it just decided that the only that matters is money and integrity has no business anymore in media. It pisses me off. In another tweet, the author explained that he received several responses from ESPN employees who were thankful that he posted his video. "Someone needs to say it, but if you work for the company, you can't. But imagine loving journalism and loving ESPN and seeing the company hand its integrity over to a carnival barker." Smith and ESPN did not respond to Pearlman's post. Pearlman isn't close to the only non-ESPN media member who has been critical of Smith or the direction of ESPN. Former ESPN talents like Dan LeBattard and Stephen Jackson are just some of the names that have criticized the network or Smith in the recent past. But the outcry from the people in the media industry about the direction of ESPN doesn't seem like it will keep Smith away from an ESPN contract that will pay him in the ballpark of $20 million annually.